And we are back.
Howdy. It is September 27th, and our topic today is what will prosperity reveal?
Okay, let's see.
Seneca says, "For even peace itself will supply more worry." Do-over. For even peace itself will supply more reason for worry. Not even safe circumstances will bring you confidence once your mind has been shocked. Once it gets in the habit of blind panic, it can't provide for its own safety. For it doesn't really avoid danger, it just runs away. Yet we are exposed to greater danger with our backs turned.
Yeah, like not knowing doesn't make it safe, And knowing makes it like, oh, because now I know what to fear. And now I have the fear of that, right? And now I have to do something with it. But I mean, and to his point is that is better than not knowing, for sure. Yeah, the data is better than no data. Even though the data might show you that you are in a really terrible situation. Because now you can actually do something about it, right? You can know how to, there is some action, some forward movement comes from that, and so it's super valuable, even though uncomfortable.
I mean, what he's talking about here, really reminds me of, Brene Brown's work when she talks about foreboding joy. And she talks about this issue that we have where the peaceful circumstance comes, the joyful moment comes, but we aren't able to enjoy that joyful moment because we're worried that what's coming around the corner. And so it's like when we're in bad times, we're just worried about the bad times. We're like, when are the peaceful times going to come? When are the peaceful times going to come? And then the peaceful times arrive and we don't know what to do with those peaceful times and we don't know how to make the most of them or enjoy them because we've already taught ourselves psychologically how to just stay worried about things. So it's not the circumstance that we need to work on. It's not like the peaceful circumstance is what I'm trying to create. It's like, no, I need to look at, what does he say? It's like once it gets in the habit of blind panic, the mind. So it's like I need to work on the habit of blind panic. Because otherwise I can't feel safe. The peaceful circumstance will not make me feel safe. Only me working on my habit of blind panic will make me feel safe.
Safer, yeah.
And when I don't do that, I'm not really avoiding danger successfully. I'm running away from it. But now I'm running away from it. My back is turned to it. And it has, when it comes around, it's going to have more power over me because my back is turned to it.
And it is coming.
And it is coming, yeah.
Yeah, there's no doubt that you can somehow outrun it, or the running is the first initial thing. I just found this thing could be real. I want to run away. But ultimately facing it is the ultimate that's really the only option, right? Only option that actually, it's the only right option.
I guess I don't exactly know what facing it means.
Well, depending on circumstance and situation, but ultimately going...
Well, they're talking about the habit of blind panic. So you can have the panic no matter what the circumstance is. Mm-hmm. So what does facing the panic mean?
So facing a panic is not wanting to not have the panic, is what facing panic is, right? So not wanting the panic to go away. Facing it, it is here, and it might stay here for some time, and it will be here and it will be strong, and I am in panic. I'm panicking right now. Yes. Acknowledging it and letting it be where it is and not wanting it to go away is facing it. Yeah.
You want to read, Brian?
Mm-hmm.
There's an old proverb that money doesn't change people. It just makes them more of who they are. Robert Caro has written that power doesn't corrupt, it reveals. In some ways, prosperity, financial and personal, is the same way. If your mind has developed a certain caste, the habit of panicking, in Seneca's example, then it won't matter how good things get for you. You're still primed for panic. Your mind will still find things to worry about, and you'll still be miserable. Perhaps even more so, because now you have more to lose. This is why it's foolish to hope for good fortune. If you were to hope for one thing, you could hope for the strength of character that's able to thrive in good fortune. Or better, work for that kind of character and confidence. Consider every action and every thought. Think of them as building blocks of your indestructible character. Then work to make each one strong and significant in its own right.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, like when he's like, this is the part that stuck out the most. If you were to hope for one thing, you could hope for the strength of character that's able to thrive in good fortune.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like such a different mindset from wanting the thing, wanting the outcome. Instead, like, how can I want to be the type of person who's okay if the outcome happens, who can deal with that,
Mm-hmm.
but who can also deal with it if the outcome doesn't happen.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly right.
But sometimes I think I actually am like prepared for it not happening, but I'm not building my character up to be the type of person who can handle the good fortune.
It happening. Yeah. Yeah. It's both. It's both ways. Yeah. Yeah. Because if you again, that would be only focusing on the negative stuff, and then when the positive stuff happens, we have no idea how to deal with it, and it's like we botched the thing. It's like, hey, here's this glass ball. Whatever you do, don't break it, and we just start tossing it around, and then it breaks, and it's like, well, like I didn't know this is what can happen with it, right? Right. So it's like, yeah, we don't know what to do, and because we've never been there, we haven't practiced it, Yeah, for sure. It's great. Good advice. Yeah. Yeah, something was coming up about the revealing, like there was Wayne Dyer was saying something like the circumstances don't make a man, they reveal him.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, yeah, like how you react to circumstances is not who you are. It just reveals how you deal with those types of circumstances. So it's like nice because it's not really, it's not who you are. You know what I mean? The way we act is not who we actually are. No, we acting because we don't know who we are, or we don't know how else to act. But it's not completely represented our true who we feel as people, the way we presenting ourselves out to the world, right? So somebody who's like, always pissed off. Everyone looks at this guy and says, this guy's always pissed off, so he's a pissed off guy. Well, yes, but maybe, again, if we, that's not what the person is. There's other layers in there. Maybe he's a sad guy. Maybe he's a hurt guy. And then when he's hurt, then he learned how not to get ever hurt by being pissed off. And so this is his drug of choice or a remedy of how to deal with some of those things that he cannot. And that's what that is about. Like, it's not revealing,
I mean, I know what you're saying,
Yeah.
but like I don't like when I hear what they're talking about of like circumstances don't make a man, they reveal him.
Mm-hmm.
I understand it as like the circumstances will bring out who that person really is. They will show his true colors. And so now the circumstances aren't building his character. They're just showing who he really is. And so, because we're always thinking that, well, I don't know if we're always thinking that, but like that's how I understand those quotes.
Because the quote is they don't make the man, they reveal.
They reveal him.
Right.
They reveal who he already
but
is.
also they don't make him.
They don't make him in that moment, but like 2 years from now, the circumstances that you went through 2 years ago have some impact on who you are, and now new circumstances 2 years later will reveal the change in your character, and that change in character has been triggered, let's say, by a cascade of different circumstances and how I interacted with
because
them.
you're saying the reveal is it'll show how bad the person is,
or how good they are,
or where their gaps are, or something like that, right? Like and but I say that that's a good thing. That's a good thing, right? Yeah. Because it's good for them to being. It's good for us to be revealed. Right? It's good for us to be good. We need it's being called out.
We need to be revealed, actually, to know who we really are, because otherwise, I think I am this character that I've invented in my mind, and that character has all of these good qualities, and I am this type of person, but am I really? When circumstances come in to test that, do I show up and deliver on the character premise that I've created in my mind, or is it revealed that actually I don't have those coping skills, and I don't have this.
Yes. And that's why I'm hinting on, like, it's so important to be revealed, because that's the opportunity for us to say, oh shoot, I thought I was already that, but I still see, no, I'm still not there. Okay, the more work, I need to put more work into this to become that, because that's what I want, right? And now this circumstance revealed where I am. And maybe sometimes it's like, oh, I'm already there, and sometimes it's, oh, no, I'm not there yet, right? I need more something, because this is where it's hitting hardest and I can't deal with it. Okay, then this is the point that I can actually it's like it shows me the path of where to focus on. Yeah. And next time I go, maybe this one is already done, but then a new shows up that I wasn't being able to see, and I have to keep working on it and working on it forever, until maybe one day it'll feel like, oh, okay, cool, this was just a good, nice experience. Yeah, I'm optimistic and hopeful, I would say. Optimistic.
And
hopeful.
So what this is like really indicating is like the emphasis, the attention, therefore, should not be in the circumstance. Like, it's so easy to spend mental time thinking about the story of the situation. This happened and that happened and this person did this and that person did that. Like, all of that is a waste of time.
Yeah.
What I really need to be focusing on is how am I showing up to this circumstance, and what is here for me to learn and grow from it.
From what you said about like it's a waste of time, like it is a waste of time in theory if that keeps going for a long time. If it's just like you just keep repeating it, but maybe there is a benefit in it in the way that like, hey, I need to get this off my chest, right? It's like, oh, like come on, these people, I just need to get it out, right? Like there is some sort of a relief of that, but then it needs to shift into what you were
right. And I think the ideal is that you get that out of your system enough times that eventually you don't even need to go there.
You don't need to go there
because even like Gene Gendlin, he has that part in one of his talks on YouTube where he's like, well, if my clients want to get into the details of what happened, I'll let them. Yeah. But there's nothing there for me or them. No, no, he
didn't say that though. No, he just says I let them. He just says I let
them.
But
he's talking about it in the context of like that's not where the value is.
That's not maybe where the value is for the forward movement, but he's saying I let it happen because they come and they say, right. Hey, I need this, get this off my chest. And this, to that he says, please get it off of your chest because he also understands we cannot go to do anything else because you need to get this off your chest. So that's important in that relationship to let that person to do that. And I understand that you could tell that person, hey, you know what, you constantly keep coming here and you constantly will need to clear this off your chest. And that's not actually what's helping here. What's helping is that what we do after that, right? You can explain this to this person and that person can even understand it. But all of a sudden, maybe it's not working as well, that thing that you guys doing it together, because this thing didn't get cleared first. So in this relationship, in this person. So I just want to say, like, I don't want to dismiss it, is all I'm saying. I'm saying maybe it is useful in some cases too. Like to get this, even though, to your point, yes,
I think it's useful if it's happening. Like if it's happening, then I don't want to deny that this is happening. Yeah. I need to vent. I need to get something off my chest. Yeah. I need to bitch about a situation and complain about how I don't like this and this other person did that and all this other shit. Yeah. But ultimately, that's not where the forward movement happens. Right. The forward movement can only happen after that. Right. And I get it that if I have that in my system, there's no way of bottling it in. I can't move forward to get to the place where forward movement happens without letting that out somehow. So yes. I have to let it out. But ultimately, my goal is to get to a place where I'm not spending my mental energy obsessing about a situation, and instead I can move straight to the forward movement part, which is how do I change from this? For you,
perhaps that's how it works. For you, maybe you're able to.
Well, no, I'm saying that's the goal. I'm saying that the goal is to get to the place where I don't have to obsess about a situation, and I can go straight to what do I learn?
Sure. I mean, I think that the goal is to just do what did I learn, and if you do this for a little bit, it's okay. There's no harm done. It is waste of time.
That's what I'm thinking is the harm done. Is like, I just don't want to spend more time.
Right. But I'm just saying, like, this is not, no one's asking to, no one is saying that this should be some sort of a half an hour thing. This is like no, tell me all these things that are bothering you right now. Like, tell me all of that, right? Like, when you say that, and you have a little bitch fest for literally like less than 5 minutes, let's say up to 5 minutes, that's helpful. After 5 minutes, now it's becoming waste of time, unhelpful. You're not actually creating any forward traction on anything. So yes.
And what I'm saying is it is helpful as long as I have that 5 minutes, complaint in my system.
There is something there.
So I'm acknowledging that it is helpful
if you have it in your system to get it out.
But my goal is ultimately to get to the point where I'm not even spending that 5 minutes on that.
Sure. If that's what your goal is, then yes, then that's
because
your goal.
The only useful part of that is just getting it out because it's in there.
Yeah.
So if I can get to the place where it's not in there and my focus is entirely on...
It's not, if it's not in there, or it's in there and you're like, I don't need to get it out, I just need to do this, then that's what it becomes. But until then,
I'm not saying
it's not a waste of time, because
if it's there, then it's not a waste of time.
I'm sorry, I just got stuck on the it's a waste of time, and like I know when someone says it's a waste of time, I'm thinking like, oh, that's kind of like a dismissal of that activity. And so just to that phrase, waste of time, is why I got caught on it. It was like, oh, well, no, because I do see that this other benefit in there that then we cannot call it waste of time anymore, right? There is something, it's a different term, not a waste of time, something else.
I'm more referring to it
maybe
as
not fully beneficial.
I'm more like referring to it like for like the hypothetical future situation.
For you, and then now you're talking about yourself, and for yourself, your goal is to like, no, I don't even. I've been through it so many times. I don't need to actually do it. Yeah. Because that's perfect, right? Because if you don't have it in there and you don't have the need,
right? I'm saying hypothetical in a future circumstance or situation. If I have the choice to spend time obsessing about a situation, the details of the situation, versus skip that and go straight to what do I learn.
You would skip it.
Skip it.
Yeah.
But this is real life, and situations happen, and there may be situations that just they get in there, and they rub me the wrong way, and now I need to bitch about what this person did or said or and in which case, that's not a waste of time because it's already in the system. So like it's only a waste of time, hypothetically, if I get to choose, like whether to spend time doing that or going straight to
but because you already
learning.
know, you would never waste your time with it if it's not needed.
I know, but like sometimes I'm triggered, but it depends on how.
But if you're triggered, that means it's in there and needs to come out.
That's what I'm saying.
So then, then you're never actually wasting time then. Yeah. So anyway, good times. Anything else?
No, that's good.
Cool. Good beans. I think we're running out of battery, so I'm going to have to turn it off.
Oh, snap. Okay. Well, cool. Thank you for tuning in today, and we will see you here tomorrow.